All right, gotta say, this Lionsgate Runway thing has really gotten under my skin.
Yeah.
Since you sent over those articles, I've been kind of obsessed.
It is huge.
It really is. Feels bigger than people even realize yet, you know.
Oh, absolutely.
So we got a deep dive. These articles are hot off the presses, too.
Cutting edge.
TV technology, Runway themselves on their blog, even VentureBeat picked it up.
Mm-hmm.
And these are all at September 18th, 20th, 2024.
Yeah, very recent.
This is like, the news is still being written as we speak, basically.
Right.
So for anyone who hasn't had the chance to see what the hubbub's about, what's the quick and dirty summary?
Basically, you've got Lionsgate, a huge Hollywood studio.
Huge.
Partnering with Runway. They're an AI company already making waves with filmmakers.
Well, yeah, they've been on our radar.
And they're not just dipping their toes in. This is about as deep as it gets. They're building a custom AI for Lionsgate.
See, that's the part that blew my mind, right? It's not just like AI is going to help them edit faster or something.
No, this is bespoke.
It's the fact it's trained on Lionsgate's whole library. Like over 20,000 films and shows.
Yeah, John Wick, Hunger Games, everything.
It's nuts. Like, this AI has binged more Lionsgate than any human ever could.
And that's the point.
Right. It's not just recognizing a cat in a picture. It's like,
Yeah.
this AI knows the DNA of a Lionsgate movie.
Exactly. You're getting at the core of it. It's learned the visual language, the style.
So it's not starting from scratch. It's like, this AI is your assistant who's also a film professor who's seen it all.
Right. And that's incredibly powerful from a technical perspective. It's amazing what they're doing.
Break it down for me.
So you're talking about feeding these algorithms, these massive data sets, right? Like every frame of thousands of movies.
Just hoovering up all that visual information.
And it analyzes it all, the composition of shots, the color palettes they use, how the editing sets a rhythm.
So it's like teaching it to cook, but instead of recipes, it's every action movie, every rom-com, every cheesy sequel, learning what makes that Lionsgate flavor.
And because it's their library, it's not generic, it could potentially create new stuff that still feels like Lionsgate.
That's got to be huge for them, for their brand consistency.
Absolutely. It's a powerful tool.
Okay, but let's get specific. How are they actually going to use this thing? Like, what's the day-to-day impact?
Well, the articles mention some pretty wild stuff.
Yeah, the range is crazy.
Like, imagine you're writing a scene, right?
You feed it to the AI and boom, it spits out a storyboard.
Instant visualization.
But not just like stick figures. It's got camera angles, the whole 9 yards.
Oh, it's way beyond that. Think about, okay, you need a huge cityscape.
Sci-fi epic, the works.
And you've got a shoestring budget, can't afford location shoots or anything.
This is indie filmmaking we're talking.
Exactly. The AI could just generate that for you, photorealistic, the whole thing.
No more building sets out of spare parts then.
That's what's so huge. It levels the playing field like crazy, and that's not even getting into effects.
Oh, right. Didn't they mention everything everywhere?
Runway's tech was core to some of those crazy visuals.
The hot dog hands, that was them.
Yep. So apply that to any action scene now. Fantasy creatures, whatever your imagination can cook up.
It's like having a whole VFX studio in the cloud.
Yeah. Essentially, yeah. And without the insane price tag those usually come with.
Beyond the flashy stuff, I was thinking like historical pieces, right?
Oh, absolutely. Imagine recreating a specific period.
Down to the last detail, even though it doesn't exist anymore.
Or even, historical figures brought to life accurately.
Documentaries, that could be huge.
But
Instead of grainy footage.
It could enhance it, bring that to life in a whole new way. It's exciting stuff.
And this might not even be limited to just Lionsgate, right? Didn't Runway hint at something?
Yeah, on their blog, they mentioned potentially offering this service to others.
So other companies, maybe even individuals at some point.
Maybe. It's still early days. But think about that, what that could unleash.
Right. Indie films with blockbuster visuals, is that even a distinction then?
It really makes you wonder, is this the end of big studios as we know it?
It's a whole new world.
And then there's the creative side. It's not just about the tech. It's what stories do you tell with it?
And who gets to tell them, right? Like, if the AI is doing so much.
Does that change the role of the director, the writer? It's a big question.
Too big to answer, probably, at least right now.
But it's the question. This Lionsgate deal is like a flare gun went off. Everyone's paying attention now.
Because it's not just Hollywood business. This is about the future of how we even make movies.
And how we experience them, what we even consider possible.
It's kind of like we're stepping into the Star Trek holodeck now, but for real.
Right. Where does reality even begin and ends? It gets blurry.
And Hollywood's always been obsessed with the next big tech, right?
Always. This is their bread and butter, pushing those boundaries.
Think about it, like early CGI,
Oh, God, yeah.
or even further back, stop motion, or when sound came to movies, huge upheavals.
And every time, same thing. Panic, excitement,
Mm.
then eventually art changes because of it.
With some hilarious missteps on the way, let's be real.
Oh, tons of those. Bet you could make a whole film reel of just bad CGI from the early days.
Those blocky dinosaurs, I remember those.
It takes time, right?
Oh. Yeah.
Artists, tech people, they got to find the sweet spot where the tool helps tell the story, not distract from it.
But when it clicks, man, that's when the magic happens.
For sure. But this time feels different, though, doesn't
It's
it?
got that weight to it.
It's not just one aspect. It's like AI could be writing, editing, maybe even acting at some point. Who knows?
At that point, where are we in the process, If AI can do it all.
That's the billion-dollar question, and anyone who says they know the answer is lying. We're figuring it out as we go.
But you still need the story, right? Like, that's got to come from us.
Exactly. Back to what
Yeah.
you were saying earlier. The AI might be able to make the images, the sounds, but the heart of it.
The why we're even watching.
That's human, at least for now.
So maybe it's not about replacement, but making what we can do even better.
Yeah. Like, think of when we got paintbrushes right. Didn't kill off art, just meant we could do more.
Opened up a whole new way to make it.
This is like that, but for any kind of movie you can dream up.
And any budget, which is huge.
It's both scary and amazing at the same time.
Little bit of both, yeah. Definitely uncharted territory, lots of unknowns.
Absolutely. Like, what happens next? That's what I'm glued to.
What should folks be watching for? What's got you hooked?
Well, first off, how does Lionsgate even use this thing day to day? Do they keep it secret? Do other studios copy them?
Big if that tech spreads.
And then there's Runway. They've got that Gen 3 alpha software already that's in VentureBeat's article.
The one that does the AI video stuff.
Yeah. Does this Lionsgate deal mean that gets even more powerful, more accessible? Whole industry could shift because of that.
It's like watching a rocket launch, isn't it? We hit the button, but no clue where it lands yet.
That's a great way to put it.
So for everyone listening, this isn't just gossip, this Lionsgate and Runway thing. It's seismic.
Might be how we make movies from here on out.
AI's at the table now, whether you like it or not, and that's going to be fascinating to watch.
And probably a little bumpy, too. You just know it.
Oh, guaranteed. But hey, that's where the good stories come from, right?
That's what we're here for.